whoever wins tonight gets the honor of playing the number one team, although they've already been beat in the tournament. So we're going to give some starting lineups. Let's start off with the starting lineups for the visitors in tonight's game. That's the San Juan Broncos leading things off. Catching number 9, Parker Sanders. Batting second, shortstop number 3, Garrett Young. Batting third, the left fielder number 2, Jules Nieves. Batting fourth, the first baseman number 24, Cooper Palmer. Batting fifth, the pitcher, number 11, Ian Johnson. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 22, Colin Baker. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 5, Talon Mendoza. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 1, Jake Ivins. Batting ninth, right fielder, DH, is number 6, Branton Bethea. Now how about we go with the starting lineup for the home team, Duchesne Eagles.
Yeah, the home team, Duchesne Eagles, our head coach, Ryan Goodliff. They'll be leading off number 27, the catcher, Parker Crum. Batting second, number 6, the right fielder, Connor Karen. Batting third, number 2 in center field, Draker Goodliff. Batting fourth, number 5, the shortstop, Cade Norman. Batting fifth, number 11 in pitching, Kyson Giles. Batting sixth, number 4 at second base, Nash Goodliff. Batting seventh, number 21, the third baseman, Caleb Thompson. Batting eighth, number 23, playing two things here we want to point out. First base and also the designated hitter or player, Rylan Butler. So if they were to sub out the pitcher, for instance, and move the pitcher, Kyson Giles, to first base, they would then pull Rylan Butler, bring in another player, and he would stay in that position. And batting ninth, number 0, the left fielder, Jayshon Johnson.
Okay, yeah, both teams are doing that tonight, so I'm not sure what we got going on with the little whaling thing. They're not going to evacuate us, are they? So, well, it stopped. All they had to do was mention it. So, yep. We're ready to go. Looks like Kyson Giles, he pitched the last game for Duchesne. I don't remember. Do you remember how many pitches he had in that last ball game?
I don't, but they pulled him with enough so that he could throw. But it's the same day, right?
Yep.
So he's in the same day.
He can still go 110. That's right.
Yeah.
So I don't remember how many he had. We have no way of going back here, picking it out. I guess they'll tell us when we hits the limit. So it's Kyson Giles going to face Parker Snyder, Garrett Young, and Jersey Nieves. These two teams hit the ball, so folks, be ready. We're liable to put up a number of runs. We put up, 18 in the last ball game between Kanab and them. So we could see a number because both these teams have put up big numbers already today. And looks like we're ready to go. Just made the tossing things around. So Parker Snyder going to face Kyson Giles. Burnt Pizza setting off the smoke alarms here in the BYU press box. First pitch from Kyson Giles. Upstairs for ball 1.
We saw this San Juan team really swing the bats well last game. We'll see how they do facing the lefty, Kyson Giles.
Here's the pitch. That corner for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
They might need to put some Velcro underneath that hat.
Yeah. He loses his hat on each pitch. That ball's lifted to right field. It's going to drop in there in front of Connor Karen for the first hit of the ball game.
Yeah, this San Juan team just kind of finishing off where they did last game.
Yep, taking up right where they left off. Yeah, we've got an evacuation notice here in the press box here at BYU. Burnt Pizza. Special event staff coming trotting up the stairs. First pitch, as they're trying to lay a bunt down, was Garrett Young.
We're going to blame it on Burnt Pizza.
Yeah.
Not sure what it is, but or we can blame it on our V6 boys here.
Yeah, they burn the stuff up. Looky there. All right, the 0-1 pitch with the runner on first. That's Parker Snyder. Garrett Young at the plate. He lifts one towards the third baseman. Cade Norman goes over. He's got it for the P5. And out number 1. Every position on the infield and outfield has a number. Pitcher 1, catcher 2. First to third, 3, 4, 5. Shortstop 6. Outfield left to right, 7, 8, and 9. And so that P5 is a pop-up to the third baseman. There we go, Jersey Knaves with one out. Jersey fouls that first pitch back.
Willie, we just got confirmation from one of the event staff. That's what she wanted to hustle up here and tell us that it's not a fire. It's a water break. There's a pipe broke down in the portal, and so it's setting the alarm off. So they're trying to figure out what the water break and pipe is.
Well, we didn't do it. We were up here. So the 0-1 from Giles to Neves. Giles goes to first base, but Parker Snyder's back in time. I thought maybe that's a politician warning. Oh, that ball's upstairs.
Hopefully they get it taken care of and it doesn't cause any damage.
Yeah, it doesn't flood the baseball field or dugout. Nobody's sitting in the bench in the dugout.
It's obviously wise to have it set up to an alarm, right? So you don't get flooded out. You have a pipe break and don't know about it, but the alarm lets you know there's something going on.
That ball's driven left field. That's going to get over the head of Deshaun Johnson all the way to the wall. They're going to send Parker Snyder up. I think that's a good idea by Cade Norman to hold on to that one.
Yeah, Jersey really put a charge in that one.
Jersey Nieves with the double.
Gets the double and RBI, and quickly, that's how fast San Juan, 3 batters, and they're in the lead 1-0 here in the top of the first.
Well, Kyson Giles tosses the ball in. He didn't like that one. They hit that one too hard. So they're going to get one that maybe a little softer. So that brings up Cooper Palmer, the first baseman, with one out. The runner on second. First pitch upstairs, ball 1.
Yeah, umpire setting up on the inside part of the plate, so he's got a really good view of that inside. More than likely, that's going to give an opportunity for the pitchers to pound the outside part, maybe get an extra ball or two sometimes when the umpire's set up on the inside.
That when he walks it back towards Cooper Palmer in under the hands, that natural tail is going to tail in on the left-handers away from the right-handers. Giles taking advantage of that. Cooper Palmer swinging over the top of it, evens the count at 1-1. Runner on second. That one just lifted. That's going to find a hole. Late recognition there by base runner Jersey Neves.
I'm not sure what San Juan's got for pitching, but based on last game and the way they've started in this game already, if they continue to hit like this, look out.
Doesn't matter. Yeah,
I mean, geez.
Pitching? What's pitching, they say? We come here to hit the ball.
Yeah. Well,
Duchesne's going to get their whacks, and they put up a bunch of runs as well. So.
After tonight, there's going to be 3 teams left, and so far all 4 of these teams all swing the bats pretty good. So whoever wins this one's going to have to continue to swing it.
Swing and a miss by Ian Johnson on the first pitch to him from Kyson Giles, left on left again. But I wish they could shut the alarm off somehow. That's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I think they're working on that right now.
Hey, looky there. Ask and ye shall receive. Squares to bunt. Bunts it foul. 0-2. It's trying a little game. No, that was just the announcement.
Yeah, you fooled yourself.
She's more annoying than Siri. 2 balls, 2 strikes, I should say. There's the curveball. That's going to get him.
Yep.
Bring him up on the looky-loo for out number 2. Looky-loo, or backwards K as we put it in, as you strike out looking. Don't take your bat off the shoulder.
Yep.
It's going to bring up Colin Baker, the center fielder. 1 run in, runners at the corner. 2 outs. First pitch from Giles. Swing and a miss over a good fastball there.
Yeah, fastball down just underneath the barrel of the bat right there as he swung over the top. Colin Baker. He's our center fielder for San Juan. And right now Giles looking to get out number 3 and only give up the 1 run.
See him moving people around down here. Strike 2. The water's starting to show up down there or what?
Yeah,
people looking funny at something.
Yeah, they said portal 1 right there, so that must be the area.
So the 0-2 on its way. Ooh, tried to get him to go upstairs, but wouldn't do it. Yeah, they're moving people around, or the people just on their feet looking around.
A little of both.
All right, 1 ball, 2 strike count, 2 outs. Pitch.
Got him on the backwards K.
Second looky-loo.
Yeah, that one he just threw the backdoor curveball and gets him caught looking right there. And San Juan started off hot but missed an opportunity as they leave runners at first and third and only get the 1 run.
Okay, 1 run on 3 hits. No errors, 2 runners left on bases after half an inning. San Juan Broncos 1, and Duchesne Eagles coming to bat on V6 Medias.
Centricom believes the service relationship continues long after installation, and we're available to support you every step of the way. That's why if there is a problem with our equipment, a service visit from us means no cost to you. We know the value of a satisfied customer, so if you refer us to a friend, we'll take care of them and you'll get 1 month of service free. We promise to make your experience the best it can be. Centricom, keeping you connected.
At V6 Media, we specialize in helping businesses tell their stories with powerful and engaging video. But telling your story is just the starting point. Telling it to the right people in the right place is how you make it count. Our team can help. By delivering your ad in places like Google, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, we'll make sure that your business is being seen. Your business has a story to tell. Let us help. V6 Media.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here on V6 Media. For those of you out in the Uinta Basin, got a team, the Duchesne Eagles, just getting ready to come to bat. They fell behind in the top half of this first inning with 1 run. So it's their chance to get it back. They're going to start things off with Parker Crum. He'll be followed by Connor Karen and Draker Goodliff. If we get that far, number 4 hitter would be Cade Norman.
Yeah, we saw Ian Johnson start the last game, and they're going to go with him again right here. So
both teams
got the lefties going.
So both teams going to ride their man as far as they could. But like I said, like Coach said, they can pitch 110 pitches a day. So subtract however many they pitched in the earlier game today, and they give you the number of pitches they can come up with today. Here again, and that's that same thing. They can't pitch past 110, right? Mm-hmm. Usually with the 110 limit, if you do it in one game, you can, finish out the hitter where you reach the 110th pitch, but not in this situation. Ian Johnson, just like Kyson Giles, just kind of slings that ball up there for ball 1.
Got the dangerous Parker Crum. Interesting, both these two teams leading off with Parkers.
Yep. Ball 2. Yep, got shadows on the infield. Sin's going to be a trouble to the center and left fielder. That one gets by for ball 3.
Yeah, and you walk Parker Crum, you basically give him a triple.
Yeah, they got quite a bit of water coming down, but it ain't bothering the Duchesne fans down there next to the dugout. They're just standing on their chairs.
Well, and you got a lot of those Duchesne girls.
Yep.
They're playing softball. I believe they're still in Enterprise softball.
Well, it's probably been as dry out in the Uinta Basin the last couple of years as it has been here, so when you get a little water, you're going to take it and enjoy it. So, base on balls to start things off, Parker Crum, you can just about bet that he's going to take off for second base here pretty early. Connor Karen will be the next hitter to face Ian Johnson. We're at the Larry H. Miller Field on V6 Media, 2A baseball, state championship, and this is an eliminator game. Loser goes home. Winner comes back tomorrow to play 10 a.m. against the South Sevier Rams. Next pitch, there goes Parker Crum. Yep. You double pump with Parker Crum. You're pumping uphill, buddy.
Yeah, and Parker Snyder that time just could not get out of the glove as he double clutched, and yeah, Parker Crum had it stolen easily.
We did see him get thrown out in the last ball game, and everybody there he's going to go take third. Nope.
That time, ooh. I was going to say that time they might have got him, but the tag was on the chest, and he had his hands and arms in there around the tag.
That's exactly right. Strike 2. And 2 stolen bases. Trying to get this run back quick is Parker Crum and the Duchesne Eagles. Oh. So it must not have been an 0-2 count. Now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. So 1 and 2 were balls. Strike. Next pitch. That's going to find, yep, just inside fair territory. Connor Karen on his horse. He's going to second. There's a throw. It's cut off by the second baseman. Talon Mendoza scores tied just like that.
Yeah, just nice piece of hitting, and you walk a player like Parker Crum, like I said, it literally turns into a triple, and then it just takes, whether you get the base hit or not, that you're going to score that 1 run.
With no outs, he just proved it. Stole 2 bases and comes home on the first base hit of the ball game. Him and Connor Karen took it in their hands, and they just went and did it. So what do we got? We got the umpire writing something down. Do we have a... Did you see what happened? Did we get another run? No, that's still Connor Karen out there.
Yeah, I think he just got his hand thing to slide with.
Yeah, but the umpire was writing something down on his card. Couldn't figure out what.
Maybe they called it, that was the offensive conference, maybe. You get 1 per inning.
Maybe so. That's why I got you here, Coach, for that expert analysis. There goes the runner.
Got him.
Got him that time.
Yep. Yeah, ball just didn't get away from Parker Snyder far enough, and Connor Karen goes down. You hate to make the first out at third base. Takes you're already in scoring position at second base. You got to have a little bit better base running right there. Make sure that ball gets further away.
So, but the ball 2 is the good news. Got a chance to send Draker Goodliff. Swings and misses at the third offering for strike 1. Yeah, I can't see the water running anymore. It's still wet, but it doesn't look like the little river they had going.
Yeah.
So 2 balls. Draker Goodliff goes to right center field. That's going to get down and by. That's going to go all over the wall. That's going to be at least a triple. Draker Goodliff chugging around there. Look at him, boy. He got the wheels. Head first slide, standing up, pumping the fist.
Well, that's why you don't get thrown out at third base for the first out of the inning,
That's it.
That's one of just those cardinal sins of baseball. First or third out, you do not want to make that at third base, and that took a run away.
So they still have just the 1 out, but like you say, they took a run off the board. That's going to bring up Cade Norman. First pitch to Norman down in the turf dirt.
Yeah, and San Juan's got someone down there warming up the bullpen. See if we can't get a number on him, see who that is. Just kind of blocked.
Yeah, he's in the corner. I can't see because of
the light
pole. Next pitch. Upstairs for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out.
Ian Johnson just doesn't have the velocity that he needs to really blow anything past these hitters.
Mountain stays down for ball 3. So he's already walked 1 in the inning to lead things off. That one scored. That was Parker Crum. There's old automatic. Strike 1. Parker Crum then stole second, then stole third. Come home on the base hit by Connor Karen.
At the outside corner.
Cade Norman was headed to first base. Better swing at anything close here because umpires don't like to be shown up like that.
Yeah.
Next pitch. Fouls that one off to the right-hand side. So got some little ones scrambling for that, heading out of the stadium. Counts full. That's going to be lifted. That's going to find a hole. There you go.
Yeah, single into right center field for Cade Norman. Picks up the RBI, and just like that, Duchesne's got the lead 2-1, and that's going to bring Gents Coach Nelson out of the dugout, and he's going to go to the bullpen.
So while he goes to the bullpen, we'll take a break on V6 Media. Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here at Larry H. Miller Field. We got a pitching change for the San Juan Broncos. It's going to be Jayton Knight, big right-hander. And that means that's going to bring to the plate Kyson Giles.
Yeah, we saw Kyson Giles, pitching right now, but swinging the bat really well last game.
Just one out, runner on first. 2-1 ball game in favor of the Duchesne Eagles. Come back with 2 runs so far in this inning with one out.
Yeah, and it looked like San Juan sent down number 4. That's Jagger Neves, the freshman, to get loose.
There's the swing and a miss. Called strike, but Cade Norman goes down to second. I thought maybe they're going to call it a foul ball.
Yep, must have just flat out swung and missed and ricocheted off Parker Snyder's glove and goes to the backstop.
Well, we couldn't see it from here, but the San Juan dugout's not arguing it. Next pitch, hit towards the first baseman, but foul.
Yeah, and that time Kyson Giles really loaded up on that swing and just kind of rolled over it, turned it foul, but instead of just staying back and being fluid coming through, driving through the baseball, he really loaded up quickly and wanted to just mash that one.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That's lifted foul territory. Parker Snyder camps under it. Shortstop Garrett.
Yeah,
young heads to
same kind of swing right there, and he just got under it as he wanted to drive that one in that right center gap that's really big out there.
So 2 outs. Still got Cade Norman at second base. 2-1 ball game in favor of the Duchesne Eagles. Up, that gets by. That's going to go all the way to the backstop. Cade Norman goes to third base.
Well, we haven't seen Parker Snyder pitch at all. I'm not sure if he does. He's definitely got a strong arm. He's been doing the catching duties, but, he really works hard back there.
Well, speaking from experience, when they try to get you to come from catcher and pitch, pitching is a lot of leg, and you're wear out a lot of leg back there behind the plate.
Yeah, that's why pitchers and catchers typically run a lot of extra foul poles, more so than position players. Build up that leg strength and endurance.
So Nash Goodliff, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, that's hit foul. Down the first baseline. It's in them bleachers down there past the stadium seats.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how you get into that section. I didn't see a...
You got to go down, and then you can come in behind back there. Yeah. That ball's hit right at the shortstop. Garrett Young over to first base. Out number 3 on the 6-3 put out. Before you switch, how many pitches did you come up with that time? 31? Okay. So, 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. So after 2 complete, it's Duchesne Eagles 2, San Juan Broncos 1 on V6 Media. We'll be back.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom, it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's 2 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, Larry H. Miller Field. While we were gone, Talon Mendoza grounds out for the first out of the inning to the third baseman. Brings up Jake Ivins. First pitch from Kyson Giles outside for ball 1.
Caleb Thompson, the third baseman there, firing that one across to the first baseman, Rylan Butler, for out number 1.
For Larry H. Miller Field, elimination game in the 2A state playoffs. Or state tournament, not the playoffs. Downstairs for ball 2. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Going up in the strikes and might swing at ball 3. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out. We're in the top of the second. Oh, nice lazy curveball, swings over that one too.
Yeah, bottom just fell right out of that one. Probably one of the best curveballs we've seen Kyson Giles throw so far today.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Next one, the fastball just misses down and away. Duchesne Eagles hold a 2-1 lead here. We're in the top of the second inning with 1 out. Jake Ivins at the plate for San Juan. That ball gets by, comes back hard though for the base on balls.
The winner of this game, too, just to remind our listeners and those that are watching on V6, the winner of this game tonight between the Duchesne Eagles and the San Juan Broncos will play the South Severe Rams tomorrow at 10 a.m.
So 10 a.m. start time here. Next pitch. Strike one to Branton Bethea.
The winner of that 10 o'clock game, Willie, will have to double dip the Kanab Cowboys.
Go back first base there by Giles. So the pitch. Kind of a herky-jerky one as he looked to third, but comes with strike two. Different move. Kyson Giles pulling out all the moves here. Next pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. Ain't going to go nowhere with first base occupied. That's a strikeout. Third strikeout. End of the game for Kyson Giles. 2 outs in the inning. Now we'll bring up Parker Snyder. Parker had a single his first time up. Scored on the double by Jersey Neebs. Another pickoff attempt. Jake Ivan just kind of lays down there. First pitch to Snyder. There goes a runner. Swing and a miss. Throwing from the knee is Parker Crum, but not in time. Jake Ivans has a stolen base. And I think that, well, I called it a strike on the scoreboard. Hey, Blue, give us a signal here.
Both these two teams like to run the bases. You're going to see them every time they get a chance with one of their speedsters. They're going to go ahead and try to get that stolen base.
So the 1 strike count. Here's Giles. Strike 2. Say that we haven't seen the call. First pitch. Scoreboard says 0-2. We'll go with that. Next pitch. Curveball stays up.
Yeah, and Giles thought he might have cut that inside corner as he started that one kind of in the middle of the plate and then broke it in hard, but does not get that strike called.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Blue just verifies that. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Bouncer hit toward the shortstop. Cade Norman takes that across the diamond for the 6-3 putout and the 3rd out. So for the San Juan Broncos, no runs on no hits. No errors. There was 1 runner left on base. So after 1.5, it's Duchesne Eagles 2, San Juan Broncos 1 on the V6 Media.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know. People who care.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $4,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here on V6 Media, channelv6.com. If you're looking for it out there in the Uinta Basin, we're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. The Duchesne Eagles hold a 2-1 advantage as they come to bat. They will bring the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Caleb Thompson, Ryland Butler, and Jashawn Johnson, facing Jake Knight. Jake Knight came on last inning. First pitch, ball 1. Next pitch into turf dirt for ball 2. That's going to find a hole, and when it hits that turf, you can't take that direct angle. You got to circle that ball out there. San Juan haven't learned that yet, as Caleb Thompson drives that in the hole for a double.
Yeah, and he did a really nice job taking the barrel of the bat down in the strike zone instead of just trying to pull over that. When he went down and got it and stayed through the baseball, kept the hands inside and drove it into left center field for the stand-up double.
Wendy's and Vernal, wake up to one of Wendy's hot, delicious breakfast sandwiches. Wendy's is good done right. First pitch, strike 1 to Ryland Butler. 1. Caleb Thompson out there at second base. Next pitch hit right at the third baseman. Retreats just a little bit. Goes across the diamond. There goes the runner. Throw across is high. So we get the 5-3 put out, but the runner advances.
Yeah, the only thing differently that maybe Jake Ivan should have done is maybe pump fake the runner there. That would have forced Caleb Thompson to retreat back to the bag and then go across the diamond. Instead of he just looked at him and then threw across. And as soon as he threw the ball, then Caleb Thompson advanced to third.
Jashawn Johnson up for the first time with 1 out. He lays a bunt down. That's not going to be good enough to get the runner home. So on the 1-3 put out, that's out number 2. Didn't get it far enough up the line.
Nope.
Saw Jashawn Johnson try that a couple times earlier in the ball game and was unsuccessful.
Well, and as the runner there, Caleb Thompson, you can come as far as the third baseman can come, and as long as the shortstop doesn't sneak behind you, you can get all the way up there.
That's what you got your third base there.
Yep.
Third base coach watching for. Pitch. Parker Crum has hit foul down the right field line for strike 1. L&L Motor. Locations in Vernal and Roosevelt and 7 new franchise brands to choose from. Ford, Ram, GMC, Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, and Buick. L&L Motor. People you know, people who care. The 0-1 to Parker Crum. That's hitting center field's direction. That's going to drop in front of the center fielder. That's going to score a run.
Yeah, and that's good. Just once again, we talked about it. Good base running, Caleb Thompson. That bunt wasn't far enough away, so he played it safely, stayed at third base, and ends up scoring right there on that 2-out bloop single into center field.
Parker Crum recognized the curveball late, just set back on it and just flipped the bat. Good enough to get it to center field for the base hit. So 3 runs now on 5 hits for the Duchesne Eagles. Next hitter's Connor Caron, had a single. They call a balk. Yep. So that moves Parker Crum to second. He didn't have to steal that one. So the first pitch to Connor Caron's pulled hard foul down the third base line for strike 1.
Yeah, we have seen him still third. I would imagine he's going to play it safe right here, already in scoring position, and see if Connor Karen can't drive him in.
They want to make the third out at third base. They've already made an out at third base. That was Connor Karen, the batter right now, back in the first inning. Is that the third pitch to him? I guess so.
I still think maybe they counted the balk pitch on the
Okay. Come on, Blue, give us the count there.
He's checking it too. Maybe he just clicked one extra. I don't know.
It's not a pitch.
Yeah.
Well, we'll never know. That was inside. Come on, Blue, give us a signal.
I think it's 2-1, so I think he's questioning it.
So, pitching coach is out for. The scoreboard shows 2-2. Coach Nielsen's out there to talk to his right-hander, Jayton Knight. Well, that's what the umpire's doing now. He's going to mark down his card. That's the official visit.
Yep.
You get one per inning. Makes it again. You can't change somebody.
Yeah. Or the third time, too, you've got to make a change.
That's right, third time to the same pitcher. I forgot that, Coach. See, keep you running for expert analysis. Knowledge that you get the big bucks for. Next pitch, popped up to the left-hand side. Who's going to take it? Nope. Okay, shortstop. Garrett Young. For the P6 and out number 3, but not before the Duchesne Eagles come up with one more run. They do so on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was one runner left on base. So after 2 complete, it's 3-1 in favor of the Duchesne Eagles. We'll be back on the V6 Media.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Sanpete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. Sanpete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. Sanpete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here on V6 Media, channelv6.com out there in the Uinta Basin. 3-1, Duchesne leads this one. Freedom Realty with offices on Main Street in Duchesne, Roosevelt, and Vernal. Freedom Realty is here for all your real estate needs at freedomrealtycorp.com. So Gary Young comes to the plate for San Juan, fouls it off straight back. Strike 1. Gary Young popped up to the third baseman his first time. Here's the pitch. Now that's hit towards the right field line, but foul by about 6 or 8 feet for strike 2.
Well, it's the second time through the order. Garrett Young, the 2-hitter, popped up to third base his first time, but they started with the bats really hot and then have slowed right down the San Juan team. Kyson
Giles inside. He was willing to wear that when Garrett Young was. He just kind of turned, didn't back away, but it's ball 1. Next pitch upstairs, ball 2. That evens things up at 2-2. So 2-2. That's hit right towards the first baseman, but foul. I didn't see a call by the first base umpire.
I didn't see one there either, unless he just said it, but he should have thrown the hands up or pointed fair.
So I said we see some lazy umpiring in the
unless
tournament.
the home plate umpire said something.
Yeah. To my estimation, from the years I was doing it, that's not the home plate umpire's call.
Oh, he's right there at first. Hands go in the air. It's foul. He points inside the line.
So the count's full.
Fair.
Curveball misses. It's base on balls. Second base on balls. Go with 3 strikeouts for Kyson Giles. He handcuffed him since the first inning. So Jersey Neves had that double the first time up, was stranded at third base. Throw over by Kyson Giles. Not in time. First pitch to Neves. There goes the runner. Here's a throw from Crum. Ooh. They say what would happen if he'd have been able to field the ball, but stolen base for Garrett Young.
Well, and Giles has that kind of that high, slow leg kick, but when he reads that, he can throw over. That time he was going home all the way, and the slow move to home allowed him to steal that base.
So ball 1. Kyson Giles will be set to Jersey Neves. There's the pitch. That's going to find a hole there in left field. That's going to score the run. Left fielder Deshaun Johnson comes up, air mails it to the.
Well, and right there you got to realize the run's going to score. You come up and you throw that ball to second base. You keep the runner at first base. On that ball hit the left field right there.
So the single and the advances on the throw, but the run comes home. They'll make it a 3-2 ball game.
Well, and the difference there, too, is if you're playing deeper, you're automatically going to second base right there. If you're playing more shallow, then you've got a chance at that runner from second. You might come up and hit that third baseman or try to throw him out at home.
Somebody's got to take charge on the infield there. You know, the catcher should be yelling and out where everybody's going. But sitting up here, we can't hear what's going on.
Yeah.
Ball 1.
And good base running because Jersey, he rounds the base and then he determines where's that ball thrown and then coasts into second base.
The third base coach is down where he needs to be. He was moving down on the play towards home plate. Strike 1 to Cooper Palmer. Had a single his last time up. Next pitch, swing and a miss on a curveball there.
Yeah, that's a good curveball, lefty-lefty matchup right here with Giles and Palmer. Palmer, the 4-hitter, playing first base, had a single his first time, so he won that lefty-lefty battle.
Not going to win that one. He swings at one up and out of the strike zone. For out number 1. 4th strikeout for Kyson Giles. You go with the 2 walks. That'll bring up Ian Johnson. He struck out looking. First pitch. Strike 1. Wherever that breeze is coming from, that sure feels good.
Well, and I was just going to say, Giles, you know, we saw him start the Beaver game, got in a little bit of trouble. They pulled him early, but he's actually throwing a lot better now and a lot more effective against this San Juan team.
Next pitch, misses away for ball 1. One out. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Yeah, Ian Johnson struggled against him, got caught looking, finds himself down in the count 1-2. Has a chance for an RBI, though, if he can drive in Jersey Neves out there at second base.
That ball misses away. Had a pitch to waste there.
Well, he just got Cooper Palmer to chase on a similar pitch, but Ian Johnson not willing to chase.
Next pitch on its way, curveball, lifts that one foul. That's going to get out of play. Stay alive. Recognize that curveball late, just flicked the bat out there and fouled it off. So the 2-2 with one out on its way. Ooh. Up near the ear hole.
Yeah, a little chin music,
Of Ian
backing off the
Johnson's,
plate, and then you watch Giles come up and away or down and away right here.
Here come that curveball, I would. That big old sweeping curveball started at the shoulder. Nope, just blows one by him on that outside corner like you said.
Back-to-back strikeouts as Giles buckles down after Neves gets that single and RBI and gets to second base.
We're going to have to get you a raise from V6 Media here. The expert analysis we're getting there. They just giggle. First pitch. Appeal was made, but no go. Ball one to Colin Baker.
Yeah, I'm not sure that they even needed to check that one, to be honest. It looked like he went.
Looked like it to me from right here. So the 1-0. 2 outs. Misses. Away for ball two. So the 2-0, 2 outs. Runner on second base. 3-2 ball game. Called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. 3-1 Duchesne, but San Juan's got the tying run out there at second base with 2 outs. Colin Baker up. Struck out looking his first time up. Here's the pitch. Swing fouled off towards Jens Nielsen, the coach. Good play, good strong throw to the pitcher there.
Yeah, it gives him what he should have done is thrown him a knuckleball back
Yeah.
and seen how to handle that.
Two pitch, 2 outs. Number 22 at bat. Well, we just ruined that string. Goes 3-2.
Yeah, and Parker Crum did a nice job just going down, scooping that one, keep it in the glove.
I've been impressed with Parker Crum. Good defense back there behind the thing. Impressive bat, good speed.
Yep.
Looks like he's going to be able to go on to the next level of college baseball. Oh. Ball forward gets by, but he looks to check to see how big a hurry he's got to be in before he takes off running and turns his back to the runner there at second base.
A good at-bat from Baker. You know, Giles has back-to-back strikeouts, and then Baker battles him and draws the walk.
So runners at first and second with 2 outs. That brings up Talon Mendoza. Gets right up on the plate, up in the batter's box. And he hits it right at the third baseman. Caleb Thompson touches third for the G5 and the third out. But the San Juan Broncos come up with 1 run. They do it on 1 hit. There were no errors, and there was 2 runners left on. So after 2.5, it's Duchesne 3, San Juan 2. We'll be back on the V6 Media. Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here at Larry H. Miller Field. Duchesne Eagles coming to bat with a 3-2 lead. Jones Paint and Glass. Check the website or follow Jones Paint and Glass on Facebook or Instagram for design inspiration, tips, and more. Find them at jonespg.com. Channel V6. This broadcast is brought to you by Channel V6, providing live and video on-demand access to high school sports across the Uinta Basin. Download the free Channel V6 mobile app or go to channelv6.com. First pitch, swinging, line drive off the bat of Jake Ivins to the second baseman for the L4, and out number one just like that.
And all Draker Goodliff can do is just kind of spin his bat back to the dugout as he felt like he had one right there, but hit it right at him.
Okay, next batter, Branton Bethea. Takes the first pitch for ball one. Here we go. That one's fouled off to the right hand side. Going to get out of here. But to whatever, I think the parking lot. You guys got your truck parked out there. You better check the windshield when you get out there.
You flip your book over there.
Oh. I do. L4. What do we got here?
I don't want to mess your book up.
No, yeah. So, where are we at here? That's Draker Goodliff.
Yeah.
Was the L4. Where are we at on the count?
We
here,
got
3-1.
Yep, 3-1 to Cade Norman. He singled with an RBI in his first at-bat.
Thanks for keeping me online there, Coach.
I knew you'd just be messed up. If not, you'd be mad at me.
No, I wouldn't be mad. The only person I'd be mad at is me. I'm the one that made the mistake. Fouls one off. That's going to bring the count full.
You know, I've been impressed with Knight. He's came in and actually thrown pretty well, and you know,
just giving up the one run.
Yeah.
That's hit for another line drive. They're getting him right off the end of the bat, though, so I think that change in velocity maybe.
Yep.
He doesn't throw hard, but the L6 is out number two. He's going to bring up Kyson Giles from the left-hand side.
Yeah, Kyson popped up foul to the catcher. Just really trying to load up and put a charge in one, get an extra base hit.
Oh,
see how he does that? He kind of tilts that bat back and then drops that back side, and that's why he popped up the second or to the catcher as last time. And right there you see it again. He's really trying to lift one and get the launch angle going.
Yep. So the 0-1 curveball. Yep, he did again. He took a good healthy hack at that curveball that was up in the zone. Just missed it. Level swing, a little more level swing. He might have had a line drive there.
Yeah, we've seen him hit the ball really well. The first game today, he had 3 big time hits.
That one's drilled foul. There we get the signal from the base umpire down there.
Well, he's got the power too.
Yep. So, 0-2. On its way again. Oh, Knight, that's going to get all the way to the screen for ball one.
Yeah, he had that big triple in center field, and then had the single that he hit really hard for 2 RBIs last game against Beaver.
You're looking to take your truck career to the next level. DNA McRae has great pay, benefits, and work-life balance. Check it out at McRaeTrans.com. That one's fouled off as well to the right side. To stay alive. Larson Haslam Dental in Roosevelt. Dr. Jake Richardson in Roosevelt wants to help every member of your family have a healthy smile. Call 435-722-0101 for an appointment today. Next pitch. Giles started to go. What are they doing? You can't appeal to first base. You're going to have to appeal to third base there, fellas. He says no.
That's
so, ball 2.
San Juan was hoping right there that they would have called him for the check swing and had a good clean 1-2-3 inning. They've yet to have that here in this game. We're in the bottom of the third. Duchesne 2 in the first, 1 in the second for a 3-2 lead.
2-2. Conversely, San Juan 1 in the first, none in the second. and 1 in their top half of this inning. 3-2. That was fouled off again. Hanging tough in there. This will be the 8th pitch in the at-bat.
Say he's going to wear out the pitch count right here, just fouling off pitches. He stands with his toes right on that inside part of that line, back in the box.
Next pitch, same thing. That's the 4th one he's fouled off right down the first base line.
Yeah, and that one ends up bouncing out on the field, so the right fielder's going to have to go out there and grab that one, throw that in. That's Branton Bethea.
Okay. Moon Lake Electric, your locally owned electric cooperative. Come join Moon Lake Electric for their annual meeting and dinner, May 25th. Dinner at 5, business meeting at 6 p.m. behind the offices in Roosevelt. Got a little break in the action here while umpire gets his mask back on. Kyson Giles steps back in. We're going to do the 2-2 again for the 6th time.
Got him. Fastball looking on the inside part of the plate. The umpire rings him up.
So the first strikeout. Nice show, looky-loo for Jayton Knight. And so no runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on. First clean inning you talked about. At the end of 3 complete, it's Duchesne 3 and San Juan 2. We'll be back on the V6 Media and channelv6.com. Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here on V6 Media, channelv6.com. Number 5.
That's Cade Norman.
Is our new pitcher. That's Cade Norman. So, Mr. Giles is going to go to first base. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's where we see that designated player / hitter, where they designate that in the beginning. They had Rylan Butler, that person, so now they can bring him out of the game, move a new player in, and then they can put Giles at first base.
So,
or they can just move him to a different position, but it gives them that freedom to keep his bat in the lineup and still bring in another player.
Okay. So Cade Norman is going to face Jake Ivins. What do you call that?
Well, and I'm guessing what Duchesne and Coach Goodliff's trying to do here is just manage multiple days here, or I'm not sure what the pitch count was from what he threw earlier to now, because so far Giles is actually throwing really well.
So a 1-1 count to Ian. And Jake Ivins, swings over the curveball for strike 2. Good looking curveball there.
Yeah, it was. And Jake Ivins,
Norman,
the third baseman, singled his first time up.
The ball's lifted to the right-hand side. Connor Cairns got it for out number 1 on the F9. Uinta Basin Healthcare, caring for our communities through access to compassionate quality health care and investing in those they serve. To find out more, visit ubh.org. Blanton Bethea hits that one towards the shortstop. We'll give him the base hit and moves to second on the air.
Yeah, that would have been an amazing play if, typically your normal shortstop is Cade Norman, but that's Parker Crum, who was catching, moved out to shortstop, and he almost came up with a great play, but instead Brant Bethea, the infield single, ends up at second base on the throwing error.
So, first error in the ball game for either team goes to the Duchesne Eagles. Another hit, 5 hits apiece.
Yeah, the only difference is Duchesne has that error now and one less run on the board for the San Juan Broncos.
That one less run is out there at third base in the form of Brenton Bethea. That one fouled off.
Parker Snyder, the catcher, singled and ground out to shortstop.
Next pitch for Norman, the curveball. That's going to lift in there to right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Oh, gets by the right fielder, Connor Cairn. He's going to score the run. So he turns a single into it with the 2-base error.
And he ties the game, too. Just a good piece of hitting as he takes the curveball. He lets it break, gets it out over the plate, drives it into right center field. And, you know, good hustle there by the center fielder, Draker Goodliff, to back up the right fielder, Connor Cairn, because if he wouldn't have been backing him up, he would have scored on that.
So that ties it up. 2 hits, 2 errors, and 1 run in the inning. Cade Norman, ball 1 to Garrett Young. Not getting the kind of support he'd like to see from his defense. Upstairs for ball 2. Well, so it takes sometimes to break your pitching rhythm is just get something that doesn't go right behind you.
Yep. Well, sometimes just a little different pitching look and your bats can get going. And so far, San Juan, Duchesne pulling Giles and bringing in Norman, give the bats a little bit more life.
Well, Garrett Young tips one that sticks in the catcher's glove. Who did we say the catcher is now?
I believe that's
number 6.
Well, that'd be Connor Cairn. So
who's in right field? Connor Cairn. That pitch was a ball. Strike 2. That'll bring the count full.
It could be Butler out there in right field. I'm not sure.
Next pitch up. Ball 4, base on balls. First base on balls given up. I don't see a number. Can you see who that is out there in right field? Get a number there. Can Tavin see if he can get us a number? Tell him to get his glove out of the way.
Well, Jersey Neves coming up in a right spot for Coach Nelson for San Juan. He doubled with an RBI his first at-bat, had a single and an RBI in his second at-bat. He's 2 for 2 on the day, has runners at first and third here in the bottom of the 4th, or top of the 4th with just 1 out.
So the first pitch coming to Jersey Neves. Runners at first and third for the San Juan Broncos in a tie ball game. First pitch right there in the outside corner for strike 1. Next pitch. On its way, there goes the runner. Throw down to second late. Stolen base there for Garrett Young. Okay, number 10 is out in right field. Coach, who's number 10?
So they did bring in Rylan Butler then, who was at first base.
So Rylan Butler is the new right fielder?
No, they brought him in.
So who's number 10?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out right now.
Okay. Where'd they go? That next pitch is a strike. Strike 2. I got him right here. Number 10 is
Rhett Claiborne.
Rhett Claiborne, that's right.
So that's keeping Butler in the lineup to hit for Claiborne.
That ball's lifted to the right side. Claiborne's got it for out number 2, but the run does score. So the go-ahead run on the sac fly.
Well, Claiborne ran a long ways for that just to make the catch, and smartly both base runners for San Juan tag up. You got Parker Snyder and Garrett Young.
So it's 4-3. Now Cooper Palmer coming to bat. Curveball hit towards the first baseman, but foul for strike 1. So 4-3 ball game. 2 runs in the inning for the San Juan Broncos. Cooper Palmer with the 0-1 count. Here's the pitch from Cade Norman. Lifted to the left side.
Going to be trouble.
Going to go foul.
Yeah, just about 5 feet foul down that left field line. About halfway between third base and the warning track.
I think I'm going to have to go with the lights. I'm starting to
have
trouble seeing here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 4-3 is your score in favor of the San Juan Broncos. Top of 4. That's hit right at the first baseman. Good job of scoop there by Kason Giles for out number 3 on the G3. But San Juan Broncos, they come up with 2 runs. They do it on 2 hits. There were 2 errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. So at the end of 3.5, it's the San Juan Broncos 4, the Duchesne Eagles 3. We'll be back on V6 Media and channelv6.com. Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here at V6 Media, V6, channelv6.com. First pitch to Nash Goodliff. And the bottom of the first is upstairs, or bottom of the fourth is upstairs for ball 1. Nash and his teammates find themselves down by 1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Curved ball out there about 57 feet, gets all the way to the backstop for ball 2.
Well, and just an update on the softball down in Spanish Fork. Pair 1 plays San Juan, and the winner of that one will play the loser of the Enterprise Duchesne game. So both these 2 teams have softball teams still in it.
There we go. So ball 3 to Nash Goodliff. Grounded out to the shortstop, his only time up. And that's going to get him a base on balls. So, Nash Goodliff, Caleb Thompson. See what kind of damage they can do together. Nash out there at first base. Caleb Thompson had a double his first time up. They're down 4-3. Down by 1 run and he hits 2, 6-5. First pitch, strike 1.
Well, we talked about it. The umpire sets up on the inside part of the plate, so he's going to give you maybe a ball or 2 on the outside part of the plate. Now it looked like that's what he called right there.
Caleb Thompson hits 1 toward the shortstop, kind of slow. They're going to do the second for 1. Cross.
Got him.
For the second. It's the 6-4-3. Out number 1 at second base. Out number 2 there at first base.
And that gives the crowd a
little something to
something to cheer about and get excited. You know, I'd say right now we probably got more San Juan fans here than we do Duchesne fans.
Well, at least there's more of them parked over here on this side. On the first base side behind the dugout, there's one that's drilled to center field. But right at the center fielder, Colin Baker for the L8 and out number 3. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. At the end of 4 complete, it's 4-3. We'll be back on the V6 Media and channelv6.com.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know. People who care.
Centricom believes the service relationship continues long after installation, and we're available to support you every step of the way. That's why if there is a problem with our equipment, a service visit from us means no cost to you. We know the value of a satisfied customer, so if you refer us to a friend, we'll take care of them and you'll get 1 month of service free. We promise to make your experience the best it can be. Centricom, keeping you connected.
Baker's Nolan Anderson back here on V6 Media, channel v6.com. We got a 4-3 ball game in favor of San Juan. We're going into the top of the 5th. V6 Media can elevate your event to the next level with a giant LED video wall and video production. Specializing in sports events, rodeos, concerts, business conferences, and more. See v6.media for information. So, Cade Norman is going to face Ian Johnson, Colin Baker, and Talon Mendoza. Right on left here. Lifted to the third base side, foul. Off the bat of Ian Johnson for strike 1.
Ian Johnson started this game as the pitcher.
Yep, San Juan 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Duchesne 2 in the first, 1 in the third. That's where we stand right now. Next pitch in the turf dirt for ball 2 or ball 1. So the 1-1 on its way here. Oh,
we've seen a lot of hopscotch going on.
Yes, we have. Ball
Ian
2.
Johnson doing a little hopscotch and jump rope in that box and dodges being hit right there.
I don't blame him. A lot of little bones down there could be broken. That ball hits you down there on the foot. Norman steps off. Johnson steps out. We're ready to go again. Here's the 2-1. Right there. Leaving things up at 2-2. Just painted the corner there, did Cade Norman.
Mm-hmm.
So it counts 2-2. Oh, another hopscotch Off of one in the turf dirt.
Same thing. We'll see right here who's going to win this 3-2 battle. Is it going to be Cade Norman or is it going to be Ian Johnson?
Ian Johnson.
Yep. Ball 4 pitches inside.
So after 2 strikeouts, Ian Johnson works himself the base on balls. That'll bring up Colin Baker. A strikeout looking and a walk. 0 for 1.
Be interesting, too, to see if San Juan doesn't try just bunting him to second base right here.
A little small ball, maybe.
Yep. I'm sure they were watching the game earlier between Duchesne and Beaver, and to see that Beaver was able to bunt the baseball and create some havoc.
Back-to-back tosses there at Ian Johnson at first base. Yeah, Beaver did have some success in the earlier ball game, and they were watching. That's a good bunt. He's going to get there. Nobody covering first.
Yeah, and that gets the dugout and the crowd going. Just a little miscue defensively once again. I don't think they were expecting the bunt, but I kind of wondered myself if they wouldn't bunt where Colin Baker had struck out looking and then drew the walk, but kind of struggling a little bit.
So coach tells him to go out, have a conference there. He doesn't want to make another move here right now. So we're in the top of the 5th inning. San Juan has 2 runners on and nobody out.
Well, I think more than anything, too, these guys are talking over their bunt coverages, and now we got runners at first and second. Who's going to cover what? Who's going to be where? And if you're Coach Jens Nelson, you might consider laying another one down.
Well, I'd be aware of the next batter in the lineup here, and that's Talon Mendoza.
Yeah. Well, Mendoza's grounded out to third twice, once on the 5-3 and then once on the 5 unassisted. So if you're Caleb Thompson, you got to expect the ball right here.
Yeah, hard, right down the third base line.
Yeah, there's no consideration. A bunt right there as Mendoza took a healthy hack and pounded that one down the third baseline foul.
Ball comes back in fair. Deshaun Johnson comes and we'll get that back to the dugout.
Well, and he's not playing real deep out there in left field either. He's playing towards the line, but he's playing kind of shallow.
Saw Mendoza in an earlier game rip one deep out there in that corner. Curveball. Good looking curveball, but just misses.
Yeah.
Keeping things up at 1-1.
And I think after that first pitch swinging on the fastball foul, Cade Norman realized, I got to throw this guy curveballs. Keep him sitting off balance.
Yeah, he snuck the fastball in there for strike 2.
Yeah, he did. Not sure if Mendoza was thinking he was going to get another curveball, but you're right. He snuck the fastball on the outside part for strike 2.
Might have been guessing there. Problem with guessing is you're only going to bat 500.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good, but, got to be ready for just about anything.
That's if you guess right half the time.
So the 1-2. Nobody out. Runner on second. That's lifted towards the center field.
Gonna drop.
Good lift. That's going to drop. Oh,
get
and
over
his head. There we go. Everybody's off to the races. That's going to score 2. Throw comes into third base.
Well, that's one of those, as high as it was, is it's going to loop in there and drop in, but it's going to bounce high, and he was coming in too fast, and it got right over the top of him. Scores 2 runs, and Talon Mendoza finds himself at second base, and that will bring out Coach Goodliff.
So when Coach Goodliff makes a trip to the mound, we'll go back to the studio. You're on V6 Media and channelv6.com.
At V6 Media, we specialize in helping businesses tell their stories with powerful and engaging video. But telling your story is just the starting point. Telling it to the right people in the right place is how you make it count. Our team can help by delivering your ad in places like Google, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We'll make sure that your business is being seen. Your business has a story to tell. Let us help. V6 Media.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here. Did we get pitching changed?
Nope.
No, we didn't.
Coach Goodliff just trying to get his players to regroup.
So, Wendy's in Vernal. Wake up to one of Wendy's hot and delicious breakfast sandwiches. Wendy's is good done right. So, the next batter in the lineup here is Jake Ivins. First pitch from Norman. Inside for ball one.
That pitch had a little extra velocity on it, too. Yeah. I think Coach Goodliff went out there and challenged his pitcher and challenged his infield to get things fired up.
Perk up just a bit, huh? So the next pitch on its way. That's in the dirt. Good stop there by Connor Karen behind the plate to keep the runner out there, Talon Mendoza at second base. Mendoza has good speed. That's hit right at the first base, or the pitcher. He's going to go to third. They're going to get the out there at third base.
Yeah, we talked about that. We've seen it a couple times now. First or third out at third base, you don't want to make it. And right there, San Juan makes the first out at third base on a good play from Cade Norman.
Running into the tag. Heads up baseball there by Cade Norman.
Yep, Mendoza just got to stay put there at second base. You're going to trade an out regardless, and you'd rather be at second base in scoring position than have one out with the runner at first base.
So the next hitter, Branton Bethea. Takes ball one. Cade Norman looks to pick off Jake Ivins. No deal. Shortens the kick. Punt right down the first base line. Going to pick it up. Run him down, buddy. Here goes. Yep. While he was looking for first base, runner gets to third base.
Yeah, kind of a cat and mouse game right there. Really good base running by Brant Bethea. You never run into a tag. Kyson Giles said, "The heck with it. I'm not going to chase you all the way back to home plate." Turns and fires the first base, but on that throw, it allows Ivins to get to third base.
Well, then there's no pickoff there. All you got to do is run him all the way back just as hard as you can and then look to third.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I mean. If he'd have continued to do that, I think Ivins would have been at second base, but when he turned and threw to first, Ivins took the extra base.
Big curveball for ball one. The leadoff hitter, Parker Snyder. Upstairs for ball two. Next pitch, swung and fouled off the foot.
Yeah, it was a good 2-0 hitters count, and Snyder took a healthy hack at it.
A good 2-0 swing.
Yeah, yes. It was.
So, Parker Snyder. Two balls, one strike, two outs. Oh, ooh. Right in the wickets of Cade Norman. Looky.
That was a line shot about 3 feet off the ground, and Cade Norman just threw his glove down about the waist, and it fell right in his glove. Line shot for out number 3.
So for the San Juan Broncos, in the top of the fifth, they come up with 2 runs. They do it on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 runner left on base. So at the end of 5 1/2, it's 6-3 in favor of San Juan. We'll be back on the V6 Media, channelv6.com.
for San Juan in the top of the 5th inning. There were 2 runs on 2 hits and there were no errors.
Okay, Willie Akers, North Anderson back here later in center field. We've got a 6-3 ball game in favor of the San Juan Broncos with Duchesne coming to bat. Deshaun Johnson squares and then pulls back for ball 1.
Yeah, Deshaun Johnson, the left fielder, grounded out right back to the pitcher on the bunt last at bat.
So the 1-0 to Deshaun on its way. He squares again, and that ball's way outside. 57-foot curveball.
If that. Yeah, that one just too tight a grip, I think, on that one, and it didn't come out the way he wanted it to.
So 2 balls, next pitch, there for a strike. Squares again with 1 strike, then pulls back and just about gets one in the ear hole.
Yeah, really.
He steps out.
Kind of a funky leg kick that time, more so than what we've seen this game out of night.
So the 3-1 on its way outside for ball 4. So Deshaun Johnson does his job. He gets on. Base on balls for Jayton Knight.
Yeah, and a little bit of life here for the Duchesne Eagles as they're trailing 6-3. Jayton Knight came in and really has slowed the offensive weapons here for this Duchesne team. They scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and then 0-0. And now we're here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, they got their man here, Parker Crum. He starts lots of rallies for the Duchesne Eagles. He's looking to do the same thing right here. We've got Deshaun Johnson there at first base, not going. Parker Crum takes the first pitch in the dirt to ball 1, in the turf dirt. He looks on, everybody steps out. L&L Motors, locations in Vernal and Roosevelt, with 7 new franchise brands to choose from. Ford, Ram, GMC, Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, and Buick. L&L Motor, people you know, people who care. Pick-off attempt. And a called strike. Parker Crum, 1-1. Nobody out. Deshaun Johnson there in first base. That thing's off of the walk. Curveball stays up to Parker Crum.
Yeah, Crum kind of stuck the elbow out there. Turned in.
Got hit on that elbow earlier in the game, or on the forearm either, close down to the bat handle. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch into the turf dirt for ball 3.
Yeah, it looked like maybe one of the coaches for San Juan looked like he started out to the mound and then got called back. The assistant coach looked like he was headed out there. Another
timeout called by Parker Crum there. Little gamesmanship. Didn't like how long Jayton Knight was taking on that one.
Well, and then you got another assistant coach out there telling Jayton Knight, make sure you come paused. Make sure you come set. Don't want to balk him to second base.
No, you don't want to give him another freebie. You just give him the base on balls. So the 3-1 to Parker Crum. Here's the pitch. Put down the right field line. If that stays fair, it's going to be trouble. No, but it goes well foul. Bring the count at 2-2.
A lot of these teams swinging that orange DeMarini bat. That's the one that Parker Crum's swinging right now. He really likes that. He's had a good tournament, like you said. We've seen him play all over, really. I mean, catcher,
I'm not much of an authority on aluminum bats. They were wood in my day, Coach.
Well, now
that's behind Parker Crum for ball 4.
Well, you see all sorts of colors and different kinds, and everyone's got their favorite, but that's his.
Yeah, Freedom Realty with offices on Main Street in Duchesne, Roosevelt, and Vernal. Freedom Realty is here for all your real estate needs at freedomrealtycorp.com. Jones Paint and Glass. Check the website or follow Jones Paint and Glass on Facebook or Instagram for design inspiration, tips, and more. Find them at jonespg.com. So Connor Karen settles in to face Jayton Knight with runners at first and second. Nobody out. That's hit towards the center field. That's going to drop. But I don't think it's going to get a run scored. Deshaun Johnson's going to have to hold up, but it does load the bases up.
Yeah, nice just single from Connor Karen, driving that one into center field, but a really good job, too, by the center fielder, Colin Baker, as he recognized there's no chance. I'm going to keep the ball in front. He's paid attention as he saw Draker Goodliff come in for one, and it bounced over his head.
So a little bit of a conference there with third baseman and the pitcher. Channel V6, this broadcast is brought to you by Channel V6, providing live and video on-demand access to high school sports across the Uinta Basin. Download the free Channel V6 mobile app or go to channelv6.com. First pitch to Draker Goodliff from Jayton. He's on the way. Called strike one.
Yeah, threw the curveball first pitch on him. Got it to break it up back over the inside part of the plate, but Draker Goodliff looking to tie this game up.
Down by 3. That one's in the turf dirt.
We've seen him hit a triple once already today and then lined out to the second baseman.
He's got some pop in his bat. They're deep in left field, shallow in center, and deep in right. That curveball gets the corner inside there for strike 2.
And
Duchesne crowd doesn't like it.
Yeah, neither did Goodliff, but he just steps out, looks down at his third base coach, and then grips the bat, gets right back in the box.
Squeezing aluminum slivers out the bottom of that thing now. But ball 2.
Yeah, he's a big, strong, built player.
Yeah, it reminds me of Cutler Matheson for the Beavers.
Yeah.
Same physique. Here's the 2-2. Bases loaded, nobody out. That's hit right back there towards us. Elliott with D6 Media had a bead on that one.
Yes, he did.
He didn't take his hands off the controls of that computer over there. Didn't even flinch. 2-2. Nobody out. Bases are full of Duchesne Eagles. Goodliff steps out.
Be interesting to see what Knight chooses to throw Goodliff here on this 2-2 count.
Goodliff right up on the plate, right up at the front of the batter's box. Ball's in the turf dirt. Full count.
Tried the curveball but didn't get it, so doesn't mean he can't come back with the curveball, but more than likely if you're Draker Goodliff, you got to be looking fastball in one location.
Here's the pitch. Fastball. Hit right back all pitcher. Yep, comes home, goes to first. They get the double play.
Wow, really good adjustment. I think Jayton Knight just about forgot the situation and was going to throw it to first base, and I think he heard from his coaching staff and bench and even teammates on the infield saying home, 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 and he goes 4-1, and a really good turn there from the catcher, Parker Snyder, to get Draker Goodliff in the double play, 4-1.
The only good news is both the runners moved up, so you still have runners at second, third with 2 outs. That brings up your number 4 hitter, Cade Norman. He's got a single and lined out to the shortstop. And turf dirt, good stop there by Parker Snyder for ball 1.
Yeah, that was the 1-2-3 double play. Knight choosing to go home and then to first base.
Say that one again.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, double play. That's the way I wrote it down.
That's right.
Next pitch on in the corner.
Well, and look what it does, too, is Jaden Knight and the team has a little bit more
fire.
They do. A little more pep in their step.
New fire. Next pitch. That's hit slowly towards the shortstop. Third baseman picks it up, but one hops it. On the E5.
Yeah, tried to get the force play, which was going to be tough because it wasn't hit that hard as Jake Ivins cut that one off in front of the shortstop. He should have thought about flipping it over there to second base to Talon Mendoza and see if they couldn't get the guy coming off the bag too far there at second base, which was Connor Karen.
Yeah. So Parker Crum scores. Connor Karen staying there at second base. Cade Norman at first. The first pitch to Giles is in the turf dirt for ball one. So we got a 6-4 ball game.
Well, and that's where you got to know the situation, understand, too, who is running. Cade Norman with exceptional speed. You know you're going to have to have the perfect play and probably didn't have a chance. So you might want to try to get Karen at second base instead, but nonetheless, get the E5 and a run across and makes it a 2-run game.
Giles trying to lift another one, had a healthy swing at that 1-0 pitch. Pitch inside for ball two. Two balls, one strike.
Giles, popped up to catcher backwards. K just hasn't had the game swinging the bat that he did earlier today, but here's a great opportunity for him to make up for those first two at-bats.
2 balls, 1 strike. Just needs to put a bat on the ball and find a hole somewhere. Up, lifts it again. That's going towards the left fielder, Jersey Neves. He got it for out number 3. So the F7 ends the rally, but the Duchesne Eagles inch closer. They get 1 run. They do so on 1 hit. There was the 1 error in the inning, and there was 2 runners left on. So at the end of 5 complete, 6-4 in favor of the San Juan Broncos. We'll be back on V6 Media and channelv6.com.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom, it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's 2 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here. Going into the top of the 6th inning. Got a pitching change for the Duchesne Eagles. Coming on the pitch is Connor Karen. Going back to shortstop is Cade Norman. Go back behind the plate, Parker Crum. Channel V6. This broadcast is brought to you by Channel V6, providing live and video on-demand access to high school sports across Uinta Basin. Download the free Channel V6 mobile app or go to channelv6.com. DNA McRae, looking to take your trucking career to the next level. DNA McRae has great pay, benefits, and work-life balance. Check out McRaeTrans.com. Larson Haslam Dental in Roosevelt. Dr. Jake Richardson in Roosevelt wants to help every member of your family have a healthy smile. Call 435-722-0101 for an appointment today. Moon Lake Electric, your locally owned electric cooperative. Come join Moon Lake Electric for their annual meeting and dinner May 25th. Dinner at 5, business meeting at 6 p.m. behind the offices in Roosevelt. Uinta Basin Healthcare, caring for our communities through access to compassionate quality healthcare and investing in those they serve. To find out more, visit ubh.org. And V6 Media. V6 Media can and will elevate your event to the next level with a giant LED video wall and video production, specializing in sports events, rodeos, concerts, business conferences, and more. See v6.media for info. We've got a conference there at home plate as Coach Goodliff visiting with the umpire. Not sure what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not
Parker
sure
Crum
exactly
shaking
what's
his
going on
head.
either.
Coach Goodliff coming across there. Coach Jens Nielsen's already out there. I'm not sure he's questioning. But we got a 6-4 ball game. We're in the top of the 6th. Haven't thrown a pitch yet. Connor Kieran has finished his warm-ups. Parker Crum walking back to the dugout. You can tell he ain't happy about whatever it is that's going on out there. So no idea on our part. San Juan Broncos, 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth and fifth. Duchesne, 2 in the first, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fifth. Leaves us at 6-4. I have the hits at 8 for San Juan, 6 for Duchesne. The errors at 1 for San Juan, 2 for Duchesne. Left on base, 7 for San Juan. And I just have the 2. That's correct, the 2 for Duchesne. So, whatever it is, they've got it settled. I don't see anybody leaving the ball thing. It looks like they were just looking for some clarification.
Yeah, not sure exactly what they were discussing, unless it was just pitch count or something.
That'll bring up Garrett Young to face Connor Kieran. Connor ready to deal. First pitch, right on left, curveball. Finds that corner for strike 1. That's what you want to do. New pitcher, come in, throw strike 1.
Yeah, there is no tomorrow if you don't win this one today.
Nope, this is a go-home game, elimination, strike 2.
And the winner of this game will take on Sal Sevier tomorrow at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. We're going to kick things off early. You're going to have to get out of bed early on Saturday. You ain't sleeping in. We aren't. You don't get to. Took the 0-2 pitch, got a little bit too much of the plate. Garrett Young takes it right back up to center for the 9th hit for the San Juan Broncos. 9 hits, 6 runs, 1 error. That puts Garrett Young. We've seen his speed already. Pick-off attempt from Connor Kieran. He's back.
And that's why they threw over right there. You talked about it. He's got good speed. And Jersey Neves, double RBI, single and RBI, and then an F9 in his last at-bat. So he's 2 for 3, swinging a good bat.
There goes Parker Crum's throw down. And he's going to get his third stone base, and that's off into center field. He's going to take third. Throw's coming in, but it's going to be late and off. So the stolen base and the error on the catcher, the errant throw, going to move him to third base. So the third error on the Duchesne Eagles.
Well, now you've got that 1 run you gave up in the bottom of the 5th for if you're San Juan, a chance to get that run back right here with Jersey Neves at the plate, Garrett Young at third base, and no outs.
Curveball hit past the third baseman. That's going to score him.
Yeah, Jersey Neves with the single through the 5-6 hole. Picks up another RBI. That's his 3rd run batted in this game.
7th run on 10 hits for the San Juan Broncos. Connor Kieran wants to talk to Parker Crum. Looks like he thought maybe he wanted to do baseball.
I kind of thought the same thing. Well, in time, held the ball up like he wanted to maybe switch it out, but he was just calling out Parker Crum to go over signs.
7-4. Blankets are starting to come out here at the ballpark. Of course, that's for the scantily clad that was here earlier in the sunshine. So,
a few jackets and hoodies, blankets.
Jersey Neves on at first base. That one's hit out to left field. That's going to get over the head. Jersey Neves going to try for home. Here comes the throw. Cut off.
Got him.
They got him. He doesn't agree.
Well, and you can't argue too much if you're a player right there. You'd hate to get ejected and then you win this game and can't play the rest of this one nor tomorrow's. But that's one of those that, as a catcher, Parker Crum, he chose to have Kyson Giles relay it. It was about a 30-foot throw and got him out, but he probably could have just let that one hop in there. Might have had him even further out, but it was a bang play and a nice double there for Cooper Palmer.
Three straight hits in the inning. Brings up Ian Johnson, takes ball one.
And Cooper Palmer does get the one run across, does not get the second RBI as Jersey gets thrown out at home.
Just one out here. Next pitch, down away for ball one, ball two.
Well, and you can afford to do that if you're Coach Nelson with the lead. Send the runner right there. Otherwise, you hold him up. You got runners at second and third with no out. But you got a little bit of a lead. You got to make the defense make a play, which Duchesne did right there.
That's lifted to the left field side. Deshaun Johnson's got that.
He's had a great game out there in left field. Hasn't necessarily swung the bat the best, but he's had a really good job out there in left field all tournament long defensively for this Duchesne Eagles team.
Yeah, long run. People don't realize how tough that is to make that kind of the catch on the run. You got to keep your head still when you get there to the ball as you're running all out.
Yeah, he's got good speed, but he covers a lot of territory out there in left field.
Brings up Colin Baker, 1 for 2 in the ball game. Her ball stays upstairs from Karen for ball one. 7-4 is the score. Next pitch. That's line drive to the shortstop for out number 3, the L6. But San Juan Broncos come up with one to extend their lead. They do it on 3 hits. There was one error in the inning on the Duchesne Eagles. And there was one runner left on base. So at the end of 5.5, it's 7-4 and favoring the San Juan Broncos. We'll be back on V6 Media and channelv6.com.
Off the Eagles, number 4.
Yay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, V6 Media, channelv6.com. Larry H. Miller Field, elimination game in the 2A baseball. Duchesne comes to bat, find themselves down 7-4. First pitch to Nash Goodliff, upstairs for ball one.
Nash Goodliff ground out to shortstop, and a base on balls his last at bat.
This one back this direction, but that's going to get foul. Almost got the little gal in the San Juan Broncos sweatshirt.
She was trying to avoid it and almost ran into it.
So 1 ball, 1 strike.
The fans are giving her a little bit of
That just about got Mr. Goodliff in the ear hole. But he gets out of the way. That ain't where you want to take one for the team.
No, it's not. And like I say, the fans were heckling her a little bit, and she finally put up her hand like I was trying to get it.
So Jayton takes a walk around the mound. That's Jayton Knight, the pitcher for the San Juan Broncos. He's ready to deal the 2-1. Upstairs for ball 3. San Juan crowd doesn't like it.
Yeah, and if you're the pitcher, you can't act that way even though you really wanted it right there. You just leave that up to the catcher and the coaches to talk to the umpire and say, where was that? Obviously called it up.
That one he's going to get the call.
Yep.
So brings the count full.
Well, these two teams, battled each other in the region. Duchesne finishing second behind South Sevier and San Juan third. So this is a big game for these guys. And
base on balls, so the leadoff runner.
Jayton Knight showing his emotions right now on his sleeves. Going to get Jake Ivins to come over from third base and tell him, hey, just settle down. Just a high emotion player out there, but you've got to be able to control it.
It's a high emotion situation because you don't have it tomorrow if you lose this ball game. Got to remember he's got a 3-run lead.
Yep.
Caleb Thompson, 1 for 2 in the ball game. That laid down hits him in the back, so he's safe. Infield hit. Runner moves to second. 7th hit for the Duchesne Eagles.
And that's going to bring up Ryland Butler, and then you got Jashawn Johnson, and back to the top of the order, Parker Crum in the hole.
Tying run at the plate here with nobody out. I'd rather be lucky than good some days, and that one, they have to throw Ben there, different area. It might have got him, might not. But it hit him in the back, so it's irrelevant. It's also a base hit. First pitch lifted towards the right center field. That could be trouble. But center fielder Colin Baker chases it down for the F8. Goodliff goes to third. Caleb Thompson has to hold. There's one out.
It's a pretty smooth track out there. We've seen these outfielders all tournament long from every one of these teams run down a lot of balls and some really good outfield play, but I think a lot of that's in part to the turf, and they're able to just a nice smooth track to run on.
So, got one out now. Runners at first and third. Jashawn Johnson coming to the plate, wanting to turn things around to the top of the lineup, and Parker Crum squares, pulls it back, takes strike 1.
And you hate to really give up an out right here if you're Duchesne, but you'd like to pick up at least 1 run and maybe 2 with these runners at first and third.
Oh, late recognition, late swing there to foul it back for strike 2. Jashawn Johnson 0 for 1 with a walk. Forced out at home his last time up. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's out number 2.
And you saw the catcher, Parker Snyder, calling for that pitch up just a little bit, and Jayton Knight threw it right where he wanted it, and Jashawn Johnson just swung right through it.
So Parker Crum takes the shin guards off. He's going to step up.
Here's an interesting move because, I'm not a super fan of putting the tying run on base. Make them swing their way on, to be honest. But at the same time, I'm not out there coaching. Coach Nelson chooses to walk Parker Crum, and that's going to bring up Connor Karen, who's 2 for 3.
Oh, the wild pitch. Scores the run.
Got an update from Robert Lovell at Kearns High School. At the end of 5, Juan Diego leads Canyon View 4-3.
4-3, tough one. Then people don't like each other either.
That's in the 3A one-loss bracket.
There's one hit towards the third baseman. He fields it. Going to go across the diamond. He could have stepped on third, but he does get the call on the 5-3 putout, out number 3. The Duchesne Eagles don't like it. If they do get one closer, they come up with one run. They do so on one hit. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. So at the end of 6 complete, it's 7-5. And San Juan Broncos coming to bat in the top of the 7th on the V6 Media and channelv6.com.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Coach Labrum, he really loves to see the success of his players after baseball. He loves to see a lot of these young men he's coached be successful husbands, be successful in their jobs, be successful as fathers. That means a lot to him. I've heard him say it. It makes him proud to see these boys that he's mentored and coached grow up to be good people.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hey, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here. We're in the top of the 7th inning, and things have tightened up a little bit. It's a 7-5 ball game in favor of the San Juan Broncos, the visitors right here. Loser goes home. Winner goes on tomorrow to play South Sevier at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's 10 a.m. in the morning. So, pitcher's still Connor Kerr, and he's going to face the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Talon Mendoza, Jake Ivins, and Brenton Bethea.
Yeah, and if you look at the scoreboard, other than the second inning, San Juan has scored in every inning. The difference is Duchesne scored in only four of the 6 so far, where San Juan has scored in 5 of the 6 innings.
And they've scored 2 in 2 of the innings, just 2 in 1 inning, and that was the first inning to take that 2-1 lead. That was the last time they led. Nope, they did lead until they got into the 3rd inning.
Yep.
Tied in the 3rd and then lost that lead in the top of the 4th. So, Mendoza, Ivins, Bethea for San Juan. See if they can get back that one. Try to get that 3-run cushion back. Connor Karen, see what he's going to have to say to that. Curveball. This is for ball 1. Long look in. Here's the pitch. That's fouled back to the screen. Strike 1.
Yeah, pretty good swing from Mendoza.
Mendoza doesn't. He's not a sloucher at the plate. He gets his money's worth with
he does.
Piece of aluminum in his hands there. Good speed on the bases. Good defense. Playing second base there for Coach Jens Nielsen. Next pitch is in the dirt. Ball 2.
Yeah, Parker Crum tried to bring that one up quickly and try to frame that one, but the umpire says nope, that stays down.
Parker can do a lot, but he couldn't sell that one.
Yeah.
Have to call him the magician if he sells that one. Next pitch, there you go. Gonna get one there.
Yeah, really good bender that time from Connor Karen.
So 2-2. Once told him right here, does Connor Karen. Give his team a chance to come up with 2 in the bottom of the 7th. Curveball. Going to get him.
Yep, going to punch him out.
On the looky-loo for out number 1. That's just the first strikeout that I show for Connor Karen since he came in. Yeah. Only the 6th strikeout in the game for San Juan, to 5 walks. Here's the First pitch, curveball in there for strike one.
Really good curveball again. He's just got that rotation working.
Keep throwing it, get it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Get it down and away. Yeah, going to come over the head. That's not what we were talking about.
Yeah, that time he held on to it just a little too long, let it slip out.
One and one's the count, one out. Sneaks that one in the inside corner for strike two. Duchesne crowd likes that.
Yeah, they don't want to give up any runs. They'd like to have a 1-2-3 inning and then try to come up and get 2 to tie, 3 to win.
There's a base hit. That's going to get down. See if he tries to stretch it. No, I think that's discretion is the better part of valor. On the base hit there, off the bat of Jake Ivins.
Yeah, this whole San Juan team super emotional. They're excited. They're having some fun here tonight. And Duchesne, that it's been back and forth. Just they had the lead and then lost the lead and then battled back, but the momentum has been in San Juan's favor.
That's the 12 hit for San Juan to 7 for Duchesne. The 2-run difference on the scoreboard, 7-5. Connor Karen calls Parker Crum out to him. Got a little break in the action. Want to thank our listeners out there in the Uinta Basin. Checking us out at V6 Media and channelv6.com. Kenny and Elliot in the booth here, and Jake Tavin out on the first base side with the camera. Sorry, Tavin, I forgot your name. I don't remember some of my kids and grandkids' names some of the time. Pick off attempt over there, but he gets back in plenty of time. Does Jake Ivins. Branton Bethea, first pitch. On the corner for strike one.
Yeah, Branton Bethea's 1 for 3. Struck out swinging. First time up, then a single, and then
got the second on that error.
Yep.
From the shortstop's throw. That's hit. That's going to move the runner. See if, yeah, he's going to go to third and can't pick the ball up. Comes into second, so that puts another run 90 foot away.
Well, and Jake Ivins did a nice job, and he was well aware of where the ball was as that ball was hit through the 4-3 hole, but he actually slowed down, let the ball clear, and then he continued on to second and then to third base. But a lot of times you see runners just take off. They have no idea where the ball is, and it hits them, and then they're out.
Yeah, that's an out if you get hit while you're in fair territory by a batted ball. Different story with a thrown ball, but a batted ball, you gotta avoid it. So, one out. Gets us back to the top of the San Juan Bronco order. Parker Snyder. 2 for 4 in the ball game. He scored 2 runs. Each time he gets on, he scores. Drills one foul down the first baseline. For strike one. 0-1. 1 out. Runners at first and third. Parker Crum or Connor Karen needs a plate out right here. Runner looks like he's going to take off. Good stop there by Parker Crum. Then base runner takes off for second base.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go like you said. He looked like he wanted to, and then thought, well, the ball's there, and then it does bounce just far enough away, and he knows with the runner at third, Crum's not going to try to throw him out at second base, so he picks up the extra base right there.
Takes off the possibility of a double play. Works to the advantage of the San Juan Broncos. 1-1 count here with 1 out. The pitch in the dirt, another one that Parker Crum has to pick up out of the turf dirt.
Yeah, and it's a good stop because if he doesn't, that's going to push another run across and then move Bethea up to third base.
Back to that 3-run cushion, and then maybe possibly close to that the one you want, the 4-run cushion.
Infield pretty much in other than second base.
Pitch hit right at the third baseman. He's going to come home. Better get it there and hurry. Nope, he's there. I have to agree with that one.
Yeah, he got his hand under just in time. I think
throw was on the chest.
Yeah, it looked like it took a little bit too long from Caleb Thompson to get the ball out and get his body turned to make that throw. He made a good throw, just took too long in the transition. Yep.
Took a big wind up. So Parker Snyder ends up at first base on the fielder's choice. They get that third run back. 3-run cushion makes it 8-5. 13th.
Yeah, Parker Crum super upset about that one. He thought he maybe had him, but
that's a fielder's choice. That's not a base hit. I got him down for 12 hits. 2. That is 13. I'm sorry, I missed one.
Well, and you're right, too. You know, had he not chose to throw the ball home and throws across the diamond, right, that's a basic out.
Yep.
So fielder's choice, he chose to go home and stood safe at home.
Strike one.
They don't get the
Garrett.
out.
It's hard to tell if he had trouble getting the ball out of his glove or what, but took him a while to come home.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that Coach Nelson hasn't got Snyder down to second base because, you know, Duchesne's not going to want to give up one more run.
Yeah, there's just the one out.
There he goes, yep.
And that ball's lifted to center field. He's going to probably have to come back. Nope, it's going to drop in there. That's going to score a run, and throw comes home.
Yeah, and right now just everything going San Juan's way. That ball was just hit over the second baseman in front of the center fielder and just right in no man's land. Neither one of them could get to it. It was high enough so it looked like maybe someone had a chance. In fact, Parker Snyder, who was stealing, got to second and started to retrace and then found the ball. It's going to drop in and went back to second safely.
9-5 now. That's going to bring up Garrett Young. Or Jersey Neves, I'm sorry. Garrett Young's the one that just hit that ball out there.
Yeah, Jersey Neves is 3 for 4, 3 RBIs.
He takes strike one. We do have just the one out. Runners at first and second for the San Juan Broncos. That's fouled off to the right-hand side. 0-2. They've tallied 2 in this inning. We've got the 4-run lead now. 9-5. Connor Karen needs to shut the door here. He needs an out right here at the plate or double play ball. That's not going to get it. That's down the right field line. That's going to get in there. That's going to clear the bases, and I think we're going to see the stand-up triple by Jersey Neves. Yes, sir. The ball gets by the. Doesn't matter. There's no chance at home plate.
Yeah, he's had a great game at the plate. Double, single, F9, single, triple, and 2 more RBIs. So that's his 5th RBI. And he just took the pitch on the outside part of the plate and drove it right down the right field line. Ends up in the corner.
So 11-5. Brings up Cooper Palmer. He quickly hits one to right center field. Going to score another run. 5th run in the inning. 5th hit. 15 hits, 12 runs for San Juan.
Yeah, and Coach Nelson's going to bring in a runner to run for Palmer here.
Yep, you can't take your foot off the gas.
He'll pinch run and then re-enter Palmer for defense.
So
that's going to be number 4.
Number 4 for the San Juan Broncos is Jagger Neves. So, Ian Johnson at the plate. Oh for 3 on the day with a base on balls and a run scored.
16 hits. That's a lot of hits.
Well, I've got 15 here. 11. Well, I better learn to add right. That is 16. I keep missing one here and there.
Kenny, he ain't like Gavin keeping me in line here. He'll thumb me like this, say, that's a hit. Not really. Gavin pretty mellow. Kind of like me, mellow. .12-5 is your score here. 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. 12-5, 5 runs across this inning for the San Juan Broncos. The third cricket number they put up there on the scoreboard, and that's the biggest one. A bunt attempt, going to go throw behind. No, sir. Couldn't get that one down.
No, with 1 out, they're just trying to get that runner down to second base and see if they can't give Colin Baker 1 shot to score him and pick up that 1 extra insurance run out there.
That's lifted towards center field. Draker Goodliff comes on. He's got it for out number 2. So the F8, out number 2, about to get the 9th hitter in the inning. That's Colin Baker coming to the plate for Coach Jens Nielsen and the San Juan Broncos. Colin Baker's had a pretty good day today. Base on balls, base hit, scored a run. First pitch, hit towards the third baseman, big hop, across the diamond, takes that big windup, and he can't.
Yep. That's twice we've seen it. He fields the ball, but he just takes too much time getting the ball out of the glove, and then, like you said, big windup and good speed there from Ian Johnson getting down to Colin Baker getting down the line.
So the 6th hit in the ball game puts runners at first and second. Yep, he's going to have to learn to just hit it, take the step, and let around. He ain't pitching. That ball's hit towards the second baseman. That might get him out of it. That's over to first base for the 4-3 put out. Who was that last hitter? That was nope, that wasn't Colin. That was Talon Mendoza. The 4-3 put out. So 5 runs on 6 hits. And no errors in that inning. And just the 1 runner left on base. So at the end of 6.5, it's 12-5. San Juan Broncos with the Duchesne Eagles coming to bat for the final time, unless they can get at least 7 runs and extend the ball game. You're here on V6 Media and channelv6.com.
Leading off of number 2, Draker Goodliff.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, V6 Media and channelv6.com from Larry H. Miller Field on the BYU campus, an elimination game where unless the Duchesne Eagles can come up with at least 7 runs, they're going to have a long bus ride home. First batter up is going to be Draker Goodliff. He lifts one to center field. Is that going to get? That's going to get by all the way to the screen. Goodliff's going to. Nope, he's going to go for 3. And they're sliding for the leadoff triple.
That's his second triple of the game. He's 2 for 4 now with 2 triples.
So the 8th hit in the game. And chance can't start a rally without the runner on base, triple. That's Draker Goodliff. They're asking Wiley. I don't know who Wiley is, but I'll answer to it. That lifts one. C&I hit out there. Going to score the run off the bat of Cade Norman.
Well, these Duchesne Eagles don't want to go away quietly. Triple to start off. Draker Goodliff followed up by Cade Norman singling an RBI to score the Goodliff from third base.
We just need Case and Giles here to kind of level things out a little bit. He's been trying to put the lift on everything.
Yeah, he has. He's been trying to hit it way too hard.
We need base runners and base hits. Don't need fly balls. Popped up twice and struck out looking. Yep. Gets one down and in. Keeps that down here on the ground, but in foul territory.
A little bit of a Gary Sheffield, a lot of movement in the bat.
A lot of movement in the bat head. Gary Sheffield had the forearms and the wrist to
He did it the whole time. He did it the whole time, though.
Yeah, he said he liked to wave bye-bye to the baseball with the bat. There's one that's ripped. That's going to get all the way to the wall.
Yep.
That bounces it over.
Yeah, there he got it, and he squared it up really well and drove that one down the right field line about 10 feet inside the foul pole, and it bounces up over the fence for the ground rule double. That's going to bring Coach Nelson out of the dugout. Probably going to see a change. That's going to be it for Jayton Knight, but he's done a nice job in relief here. And it's good they got those extra 5 runs because, one base hit here, and now it's a 12-9 game.
Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just the 6th run. They've got a 7th up there. Did I miss something, Coach? We got runners a second and third. This is the third batter this inning.
Yeah, just the 1 run.
So it's 12-6.
Yeah.
He must have thought maybe a run scored on that double, but he had to go back.
That's right, 12-6.
Well, now hold it. Okay, they're both there standing at third base.
Yeah.
So,
looks to me like they're going to bring in
12-6.
Who is that?
Pitching change?
Yep.
All right, well, while we try to figure out the defensive changes, we'll go back to the studio. You're on V6 Media and channel V6.com.
This is how legends are. 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $4,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments. Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care. Closer to home.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here on V6 Media, channel V6.com. It's a 12-6 ball game. New pitcher, I can tell you who the new pitcher is, Parker Snyder, who came from catcher.
Yeah, and I think it's Branton Bethea, the new catcher.
But we can't tell you for sure, and that means we don't know who's out in right field.
Looks like maybe Ian Johnson's in right field.
So, let's put Ian Johnson out there. Next one's popped up to the third baseman.
Yeah, just a little flare. Popped up to kind of one of those humpback line drives to the third baseman. Makes a nice catch for out number 1. Almost doubled up Kyson Giles there at second base.
You can't do that when you're trying to climb back in.
Sometimes that's all it takes, too. You know, you switch up the pitcher a little bit and throw a little bit different timing off these hitters. They've seen Jayton Knight for quite a bit. Caleb Thompson comes in this game so far with a double, hit into the 6-4-3 double play, and then a single. He's 2 for 3.
Okay, that 1-1's drilled towards the left fielder. I'm going to catch that. If it's going to score a run, but they'll gladly right now trade the F7 for a run, because that's the second out in the ballgame. 1 out left for the Duchesne Eagles to work with. They're still down by 5 runs.
Yeah, so far the stat line out there for the Duchesne Eagles is 7 runs on 8 hits with the 3 errors, but they're trailing the San Juan Broncos 12 runs, 17 hits, and 2 errors.
So that is a third hit for 10 for Duchesne in my book. Swing and a miss by Rylan Butler.
Butler 0 for 3.
Yes. Steps out. Grounded out to the third baseman and lined out to the center fielder and flew out to the center fielder. I have 3 hits in the inning for 10 hits total. They came in with 7 hits. Scoreboard a little slow catching up out there.
That's right, 10 hits. 7 and 3 in this inning.
Yep. And 7 runs total with 2 in the inning. They came in down 12-5. Here's the next pitch. Try to go back behind
Giles.
Kyson Giles.
Yep.
He gets back in time. Had a good lead there. Don't want to get picked off for the final out. Get your secondary after it's safe to take off there. Here he goes. Pitch low and away. Even things up at 1-1. 2 outs. They're down to their last 2 strikes here. Unless Rylan Butler can get a hit or something to extend the inning. He lifts that one towards center field. Colin Baker is over. He's got it for out number 3. The F8 is going to end things. But the Duchesne Eagles do come up with 2. They do it on 3 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left on. They end up with 5. So the final here from Larry H. Miller Stadium is 12-7 in favor of the San Juan Broncos. You've been listening to the V6 Media and channelv6.com. Thanks for listening. We'll see you at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you for watching this Channel V6 production. Watch more at channelv6.com or on the Channel V6 mobile app. Our broadcast was made possible by L&L Motor Company, Utah State University Uinta Basin, Strata Networks, Northeastern Counseling Center, Ashley Regional Medical Center, Jones Painting Glass, Mountain Land Supply Company, and Ute Tribal Enterprises.